Okay, all right. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences. Some time ago, when you made the decision to make your application to the University of the West Indies, you made an even smarter move by deciding that your career would be grounded in an education provided by the Faculty of the Social Sciences. And I just want to congratulate you for that. You're already winners. All right, so I feel like by being students, not prospective students, but by being students of the Faculty of Social Sciences, you're already outstanding. But during the course of this exercise, we'll be getting to know each other better, like what exactly makes you spectacular. And one of those bright lights that are going to be shining in our future. My name is Tracy McFarlane, and I am a lecturer in psychology, in the psychology unit, and I'm in the Department of Sociology, Psychology, and Social Work. If you meet me later, I'll be telling you more about how that department is outstanding and how psychology is the unit of choice. But that's not the place now. Right now, we're all faculty of the Social Sciences, and we're here to welcome you to the faculty. Later on, you'll get oriented to your individual departments. We're also going to get to know each other better. So you're going to meet the faculty members of staff, you're going to meet the admin staff who will help to facilitate your progress throughout the faculty, and also our support staff in the other areas. Because you know there are different things that happen in an education environment, and all of it works together to facilitate your success. And we're committed to that. We're also going to be getting to know you. So across the session, we'll have some questions, and I want you to get your competitive juices going, because these questions serve two purposes. They help us to get to know you better, but also they give you an opportunity to win prizes. And who doesn't want to win a prize? Don't put your hands up. That's not the question, right? So you all want to win prizes. So we'll be asking some getting to know you questions. So get ready to shine and to win prizes so that you can go home to your loved ones and say, look, it was already a good decision. I took home a prize on day one. All right? So the first thing that we're going to do is to ask for a volunteer. So quick hands. My colleagues, look around and help me to identify someone who is on the draw this morning to complete the sentence. Are you ready? Yes? Don't be shy. It's all right. You're a little bit reluctant now and reserved, but after a minute, you'll be in the groove. I have a sentence. So when you're ready, put your hand up, or you can jump out of your seat filled with enthusiasm. That's all right. My major is, and I chose it because. Go. All righty. So, yes, go ahead, miss in the back. Go ahead. Please stand up. A mic is coming to you. And also,
one.
My major is psychology, and I chose it because I'm a people person.
All right.
Woo! Thank you for participating.
Congratulations, people person. And congratulations in having chosen your major and having won your prize this morning. Okay, good. So at this point, we're going to go on to welcoming our first member of staff who is going to give you an address this morning. Let's see, where are we starting? Okay, now we have several associate deans in the Faculty of Social Sciences, and you're going to meet them all this morning. The first associate dean has responsibilities for undergraduate matters and teaching and learning. And his name is Professor Garth Lips. Please welcome Professor Lips.
Good morning. Welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences, the best faculty at UWI. Yes, wow. Okay, good. My role in the faculty is to examine and improve the methods of faculty teaching and students' learning, as well as handle a variety of undergraduate matters. And as part of that, I'm going to give you a few tips on starting your university career today. So remember, no matter how well you did in high school or on your CXC CAPE exams, this is an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself as a student. My first tip for you today is to organize your time by putting together a work schedule, a timetable. Treat university like it's a job. For the next 3 years, your principal job is going to be studying and learning in the faculty. Second, before classes start, find the rooms where your classes are going to be, so you're prepared and ready. UWI is a confusing place. It used to be sometimes that we had 2 rooms with the same numbers on them in different places. So before your classes, go and find out where they're going to be. Third, make sure you go to the first day of class. At the first class, the course outline is presented, and this provides a roadmap to the entire course. It tells you how the grades are going to be distributed, which will give you a key. How should you put forth your time? Okay? How much percentage is on each course assignment? How much is on the final exam? Okay? It will also tell you the email address of the lecturer and the tutors and other important information. Remember to attend each and every class. Don't skip a class. You may think that the lecture repeats what you've read in the textbook or on the slides, but each time you're exposed to the new material, it's reinforced. And also, each time someone says something or prepares it, there's a little bit of extra pearl of wisdom that's given to you. Okay? And when you're in class before, think about 1 or 2 questions that you can ask about that lecture. And try to ask questions about the class or about the topic. This will serve to engage you. And believe it or not, you may think you're the only person who doesn't understand this issue, but you may be one of the 250. As my undergraduate research supervisor found, when he did a wonderful lecture, went back to him and he said, boy, I was on task today. And he had a line of students. Each one said, sir, could you go over that concept again? Oh, well, that was one. And he went through 250 of them. And as a result, he created the concept of pluralistic ignorance. The idea that you're all sitting in an audience and you're thinking you're the only person who doesn't understand. And you're afraid to raise your hand. Don't be afraid to raise your hand. Ask questions of the lecturers. Okay? Buy or rent your textbooks before classes begin, okay? You can go to the bookstore and find out what the prescribed textbook is. Get it. You don't have to buy it, you can rent it. Or you may be able to get a used textbook. If you get a used textbook, be careful though. Someone may have highlighted it. And when I was a student, I highlighted almost everything. And that was a problem for studying, because I didn't highlight all the good material. And when I went back to study, I had a mass of yellow and orange. Didn't help me much. Instead, what I find useful is read through the material and try not to highlight. Instead, try to identify the key material. I find I read and absorb more by not trying to think about what is this key thing I need to highlight. Okay? Leave your laptop at home. We have an issue at UWI. You bring your laptop to school, you go and get a cup of coffee, your laptop's not there again. Laptops get stolen. The other bigger reason is when you're there in the class and you got the laptop, boy, man, What emails do I have? Maybe I should check up my Facebook page, etc. You'll be distracted. Many students think, it's a good idea to take the laptop to class because I can make the notes on it. But that's not such a good idea, because people who try to do that end up trying to take verbatim notes. Instead, it's much better to try and take your notes in longhand. So leave the laptop at home. It'll serve you to learn better. Okay? After class, go over your notes, the slides, and any notes your lecturer may have provided. This serves to identify any problems that you may have had with the material and to solidify what you've learned. Okay, they call this the read, revise, and review strategy. And finally, my final tip, find a quiet place to study between and after class, and make it your place to study. Make it the place that you only study. Don't make it the place that you socialize, that you check your Facebook page, that you eat. That should be your place where you go, sit down, study, and do your work. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, I have one other thing to say. If you want other tips on studying for exams, we are considering putting together a session which will give you advice on effective methods of studying. So if you're interested, you can bring that up to the faculty and we'll arrange to have a time for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lips. Thank you, Professor Lips. Okay, so true or false? Professor Lips was born in Jamaica. All right, I'll give you some time to figure that one out. That means you have to find out where Professor Lips' office is, and you have to visit with him. And when you have questions about his portfolio, you need to go and have a conversation with him. And then you can say, by the way, Dr. Lips, where were you born? Okay. There was an interesting term that Professor Lips included in his comments. What was that? What was that term? Pluralistic ignorance. We all don't know. Isn't that a comforting term? Write it down. I want you to throw that around in conversation with your friends this afternoon. Pluralistic ignorance. But don't just sit in pluralistic ignorance. Act on it, knowing that it's okay to not know, but to know where you can get your answers. That's the solution. That's the cure for pluralistic ignorance. So now you're going to meet two of our HODs. What does HOD mean? I'm sorry, I don't know what that buzz is. Very good. An HOD is the head of a department. And the first of two that you're going to meet now is Professor David Tennant, who is head of the Department of Economics. Please welcome Professor Tennant.
Morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Chairman, Dean, Deputy Dean, HODs, let me take this opportunity to welcome all of our students to the Faculty of Social Sciences. Even though your degree is not in economics, you may already know that economics is all about understanding the choices that you make with the scarce resources that you have. And you have all shown that irrespective of your degree choice, you are budding economists because you have already made some excellent choices with the scarce resources at your disposal. You have chosen to attend the best university in the region, and as Prof. Lips said, the best faculty in the university. Now, many, if not all of you, are going to be doing first-year economics courses. Some of you will actually also be doing some second-year and third-year economics electives. We look forward to having you. We look forward to hearing your critical perspectives on economic issues from a political, from a sociological, and from a psychological standpoint. And my encouragement to you is that if you have any questions regarding the economics courses that you need to do and that you want to do, we are open and willing to answer any or all of your questions. We have administrative staff in the department office in the 3-story building right across the way who are there all throughout the day to answer your questions. Throughout this week and next week, we will also have persons assigned to be in room 10, again on the ground floor, available to answer any questions that you may have. Again, we welcome you to the faculty. Enjoy your journey. Walk good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Professor Tennant. And now, those of you who have interests in business and management, you are now going to meet the director of the Mona School of Business and Management, who is Mr. Michael Williams, to give you greetings. He's not here today. Oh, so he is currently at the Western campus. Is there a representative? Oh, he has sent, okay, all right. So you will be meeting him electronically through distance. So stay tuned for his pre-recorded greetings. Well, maybe we can welcome him in his absence, right?
Madam Chair, Dean, members of staff, new students, whichever department you are, welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences. The only place you'll find success before work is in the dictionary. Please remember that. And I just say to you, do not develop a phobia for any course, whether mathematics, accounts, whichever course, do not develop a phobia. Other students have come and passed those courses. It therefore means you are matriculated to the University of the West Indies, you are the best, and therefore means you can pass any course in the University of the West Indies. I wish you all the best. Madam Chair, Dean, members of staff, new students, whichever department you are, welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences. The only place you'll find success before work is in the dictionary. Please remember that. And I just say to you, do not develop a phobia for any course, whether mathematics, accounts, whichever course, do not develop a phobia. Other students have come and passed those courses. It therefore...
Okay, man of few words, right? Okay. All right, so I feel like it's time for us to get to know each other a little more now. So I would like a volunteer for another prize. And here's the question. Again, either shoot your hand straight up or your body out of your seats. The bird that sits atop the UE coat of arms is? Yes, sir. Who is it? I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. Color of her top? Yeah. Stand up, yes, miss, go ahead. The mic is coming towards you. Thank you, Mr. Walt.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I believe it is the pelican.
Yes, I do believe you are right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. All right, let's have another one. I feel like giving away more prizes. Let me have another volunteer to complete the sentence. The things, no, all right, that's probably. My major is, and I am passionate about. My major is, yes, go ahead. Mike is right there. My major is, and I'm passionate about.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My major is psychology, and I'm passionate about helping persons.
Thank you.
Oh,
Gosh.
My name is Samantha Walters.
Oh, hi, Samantha. Tracy McFarlane here. Good to meet you. And because of things I said before, there's a strong chance I'll see you again. All right. So just in case my bias comes seeping out anymore, let me go ahead and introduce to you two more heads of departments here. Now, the first of two, oh, and he's already on his feet, so I'll waste no time in introducing to you the head of the Department of Government, Dr. Lloyd Waller. Please give him a warm welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Fantastic. Welcome to the University of the West Indies, welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences, and welcome to the Department of Government. The Department of Government has a rich history of our tradition of scholarship, advocacy, and mentorship. This is the department that produces the diplomats and their aides, the politicians, permanent secretaries and their aides, the international development partners and their aides, as well as those persons who work in government and the United Nations and so forth. But it also is a department that has a wonderful set of talented young at heart lecturers, and I am not supposed to introduce them here, so I just ask them to stand for the time being. You can just stand up. All right. All right. Now I was told not to be long, but in sitting there, I could only reflect on the fact that I was sitting there in 1994 when I was given an opportunity to read for a degree in the Department of Government, where I did a degree in international relations. And I looked around and I said to myself, I wonder which student in here will be standing here 10 to 15 years later making this particular presentation. And in that regard, I'm going to ask those persons who are here to read for a degree in one of our undergraduate courses in the Department of Government to stand up for. Let me just see if I can pick out the person from now. So fantastic. So I will say more. We'll say more at our orientation, which is after this. I'd just like to say welcome and thank you for choosing the University of the West Indies and the Faculty of Social Sciences. We know, as Digicel would say, we know you had a choice, but you chose the best university and the best faculty and the best department to be in. Thanks again, everyone, for coming.
What is it with these tall people? Come on. All right, and we are moving at a good clip this morning. I have another HOD for you this morning, okay? And this is the head of the Department of Sociology, Psychology, and Social Work. There are other units in the department, but the name of the department kept expanding as we added units. So those of you who are in the department who are studying anthropology and demography and other areas of study, you're still in the right place. So please welcome Dr. Orville Taylor.
And if you think that you're going to give Dr. Waller a better good morning than me, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences. I'm going to totally agree with Professor Tennant. This Faculty of Social Sciences is the #1 faculty, not just in the University Mona campus, but in the entire university system. And I include all of the other universities, or the ones that pretend to be universities in this region and country. Clap yourselves. We like to talk about things which we prove by evidence, data, etc. And the recent student evaluations over the years, anyway, have indicated that the Faculty of Social Sciences, and in particular, the Department of Sociology, Psychology, and Social Work, is the department and the faculty that has had and has given to the students the best experience ever. In the Faculty of Social Sciences and in the Department of Sociology, Psychology, and the Social Work, where we do all of the majors which are in our title, as well as demography, labor and employment relations, and anthropology. In this department, we study and learn to be better people. We deconstruct some of the notions that you may have. And by the way, let me just tell you that you, as a generation, never mind what they say about Generation Y. I belong to Generation something before they started giving it numbers and letters. But yes, I'm an old fogey. My ID number is 8. Right. But in those days, we didn't have as many GC or CSEC subjects as you have, or CAPE. We didn't have as much general knowledge about things as you have. So don't follow this nonsense about this young generation being way behind, etc. There are many things about you that we have to correct, but in many ways, you are better than our generation. So keep that in mind. Applaud yourselves. Here, we make our data and our theories speak. So, we have concepts. So, we have people here and we teach you that oranges are orange, but they are not, and that crocodiles are green and they are not. And we teach you that grape juice is purple when it's not, as you come to get the drift. So, you're in for a great experience in this faculty, and in particular in the department. And by the way, you might be wondering who this department produces and has produced. I'm not even going to run down the list. But before I allow Dr. Waller in his glory as to what this department does, the Department of Sociology, Psychology, and Social Work produced Dr. Waller. He's my former student. Bless you.
All right, Dr. Taylor, I'm glad you didn't drop the mic because I would have had to pick it up. Thank you. Okay. All right, so are you ready? Are you ready for another prize? Yeah. Yes, and some of you who are ready are not eligible, but the rest of you, I'd like someone to shoot up and tell me quickly who are or what are the departments that were represented by HODs that you met this morning. Quickly, all of them. Name the departments. Oh, take the slide out. Yes, miss, in the stripe in the back. Stand up. Oh, he was first? Okay, all right. Who was first? All right, so we're having disagreement. All right,
Government, economics, SPSW.
say it again, please. I was distracted.
Government, economics, and SPSW. Sociology, psychology, and social work.
Is she correct? Please hand the mic over. Don't drop it.
And
No,
Mona School of Business.
one chance, my sweet. Thank you. But let's applaud her for trying. I'm not going to ask the same question twice. I would like someone to tell me what attracted you to the University of the West Indies. Put your hand up. Colleagues, who's first? For a prize? Yes, I saw her first. Go ahead. Please make the... him? Okay, right, sir. Please stand up.
Good.
And for this one, I'd love to hear your name.
Good morning. I'm Cordell Menzie, and on applying, it felt like home.
Okay, Mr. Lindsay, I'll repeat the question and you repeat your answer. What attracted you to the University of the West Indies?
What attracted me? On applying, it felt like home.
Oh, it felt like, welcome home, Mr. Lindsay. Welcome home. All right, and a prize for you. Okay, so now we are going to introduce you to a gentleman who is very, very involved in the inner workings of the faculty. And he is someone that you probably won't meet in your classrooms, but you definitely need to get to know, because his advice and the advice of his staff members are key to your successful progress through the university. And I am speaking about no other but our Deputy Dean, Mr. Stanmore. Please welcome him.
Good morning, everyone, and greetings to the class of 2020-2021. If you are full-time, you'd be here for 3 years, part-time, 4 years. That's an average. Yeah? Please do not stay very long. If you're here for longer than that, you should be doing a higher degree. Okay? I want to say ditto to everything that was said before from all my colleagues, and I hope that although you have been experiencing a lot of information coming to you, so far you have at least tried to assimilate something. I must remind you of this sheet of paper. I don't know if you can see it very well. It was given to you with our schedule for the week. And we'll be here tomorrow morning trying to get a little more granular. That means drilling down into some of the things that was said today. Some things that it will be very important for you to know. So I'm going to ask you tomorrow to come back this side, to sit, ask questions, and try to know more about the university. I want to take this opportunity now of introducing the persons in the faculty office that will be serving you, both inside and outside. Ms. Rochelle Banton. Ms. Banton. Okay, she may be outside. Oh, she's at the front desk. Okay. Outside. Ms. Walters. Mrs. Shirley. Marion Shirley. Ms. Fender, Kimberly Fender. Mr. Lewis. Alex Lewis. Ms. Reed. Okay, she's missing. Mrs. Keisha Gale Williams. Okay, so we have two persons who turn up slightly late. Okay, Miss Reed and Miss Fender. And over there is Mrs. Keisha Gale Williams. Mrs. Miss Henry. Kian Henry. Coming behind her would be Mrs. Alison Bailey Wedderburn. Miss Sigree, Marjorie Sigree. Miss Fletcher, Deborah Fletcher. Miss Stephanie Pinnock. Okay, these are our administrative staff. Some, I think about maybe one person is absent. Somebody who you will meet frequently at the door. Okay, she's our receptionist. But these are the persons who you will interface with quite frequently. Please remember that our offices are open between 8:30 and 7 each day. Please do not come at 6 o'clock or at 8 p.m. in the evening and try to force your way inside to say, I need service. Okay? They have other things to do. Please remember that. Okay? There's a next set of persons who you don't interface with them directly, but they are one who ensure, well, there are a set of persons who ensure that your surroundings are clean, and they will help you if you do need other things. And I suggest that you be kind to them. You can say good morning. Don't ignore them. They are the persons who will ensure that you're successful here. Okay, and let me call our service staff, Mr. Ashley Daniels. He's outside. Mrs. Pauline Williams-Menz. It's one of the persons there. Miss Andrea Rennie, right over there in the yellow. Miss Swan Edwards, she's absent, okay. And Mrs. Tamara Lambert. These are the persons who move around to all your lecture rooms, ensure that they are in top condition, they're clean, and they are the persons sometimes who will pick up the things that you left behind and needed for the following day, because they see most of what is going on. And I should point out that if you notice, how many men is in this crowd? There are only a few of us in the office. It's a reflection of the university. Okay? Okay, thank you, ladies. I hope that you all will have a wonderful time here at the UWI. And please, please, again, I notice in the past couple of years, the persons who generally perform well don't come to the office until the last semester, when they now have problems because they didn't follow rules and regulations and they want us to work magic. Please remember there are rules and regulations to what you're doing, and we go by those rules. If we don't, your degree would be worthless. Some of the things that you want us to do, we won't do it, and we're going to tell you no. Not because we don't like you, but because that's the way the business is carried out. Okay? Guys, thanks for coming. Please come tomorrow morning with your questions, with your concerns, and let us know. Thank you again.
Okay, so you know that at 10 o'clock you will be breaking up into the department, the separate department focused orientation sessions. But before we do that, we have a little more to do, but we're going to let you get out of here on time so that you can attend those very important sessions. All right, so now you have already met all the staff members who are here working for you to make your time here in the Faculty of Social Sciences successful and enjoyable. But before we move on to the final person we are going to meet today, we want to get some more prizes. But Mr. DJ, can you give us some music just to tune up, because I think we've gotten a little bit too comfortable. Yes, sir. Thank you. That's a good song. Good song. Good song. So we hype and we do it for the love. We do it because we are social change makers, right? We have impact from the social sciences. All right. Okay. So on that note, the thing I would most like to accomplish this year is not me, you. Come on, let me see you. For a prize. Yes. Do I see a hand over here? The thing I would most like to accomplish this year. Come on, don't kill the vibe. Yes, in the back. No problem in winning a second prize. Where's the mic? Who did you identify? Oh, all right, sorry.
Morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
Sharonique.
Sharoni, hi.
Sharonique.
Oh, Sharonique, I beg your
The
pardon.
thing
Yes.
I'd most like to accomplish this year is a GPA closest to 4.0, as close as possible to 4.0.
All right, you're going for that perfect GPA. Yes, we like that. Go ahead. Good. All right, and let me see those students who are from countries throughout the region or apart from Jamaica. Let me see your hands. Are you from a country that is not all right, I'm not seeing the hands. That means you need to activate your leg muscles and stand, please. So we can welcome you to Jamaica. Regional students, come on. All right, welcome. Gentlemen in the navy blue t-shirt, all of you please sit. Thank you very much. Please tell us the country you are from. You're from England. Okay, so you're outside of the region. Welcome. Brexit or no Brexit? What's your position? All right, never mind. We'll talk about that another time. Okay, and I have another question, one last one. This is big. So whatever the prize has been, please double it for the answer to this question. What is the name? Dr. Mason, please help me to identify the first person to shoot up from his or her seat and say the name of the campus registrar. Shoot up from your seat. Okay, here you go. Mike is coming for double the prize.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
I'm Ryan Scott, and the campus registrar is Camille Bell Hutchinson.
All right. Dr. Camille Bell Hutchinson serves as our campus registrar. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now, you are going to meet the big man in the faculty, the person who is our leader. So as you have seen, we have several departments in the Faculty of Social Sciences. Several persons serve as associate deans of the faculty, and there are other associate deans who you did not meet. So for example, Dr. Ramkisoon serves in matters related to graduate studies. So you have to wait until you're a graduate student to meet her in that capacity. But she may teach you in some of your undergraduate classes. Dr. Ramkisoon, can you give a wave? Just so they aspire to graduate studies. There we go. All right, thank you. But the person who steers the ship, who stands at the helm, and our ship never goes down, but just in case it gets rocky, he does not leave us. And we're talking about Professor Ian Boxill, Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences. Please welcome our Dean.
Good morning. 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 I can only hear here. Okay. The ones to the front, people at the back. Morning. This side now. Morning. Good morning. Oh Lord, they're gone back down. Okay. All right. Welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences. And before I begin, let me, those overseas students who were standing a while ago, could you stand again? What we would like you to do is I know you're not a Brexiter, so That's a good sign. But you all can stand, and what we would like you to do is to introduce yourselves, say your name and the country you're from. Stand again, please. All of the overseas students. So let's start in the back. Okay. Front, yep. Next, All of you from Trinidad?
Yeah.
Everybody from Trinidad? Wait, what's going on? All right, go ahead.
My name is Dominique, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
My name is Danique, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
My name is Sydney, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
My name is Brittany, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
My name is Jessica. I'm from Boston.
Okay, all right.
My name is Darendra, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. Welcome. You may be seated. Someone else? From Trinidad too? Okay, no more Trinidad. I'm just joking. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sure you can shout if the mic is not working.
My name is Shauna, and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. Well, let me again welcome you. You've been welcomed by all of the speakers who went before me. This is our second official orientation for the faculty. We have one on Monday for Department of Economics and the Mona School of Business and Management, and we had a full house also. In fact, we had 2 extra rooms. Are we streaming to persons in those rooms? Yes. Oh, because I want to say hi to the persons in the other rooms. Ask them to wave. But we welcome all of you, those who we are streaming to in SR 16 and 10. So welcome. If there are any Trinidadians over there, they'll have to tell us later.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
A university with a distinguished history, and indeed a faculty with a distinguished history. The University of the West Indies, as some of you might know, started in 1948. It started as a medical school, and along with a number of social science disciplines, I think anthropology, sociology, and economics, through what was then called the Institute for Social and Economic Research, ISER, which is now called SOLISIS, named after Sir Arthur Lewis. And having said Sir Arthur Lewis, I have a question for you. In fact, I'm feeling very generous today. Very generous. I'm not usually this generous, but I'm generous. And I'm so generous, I'm going to give you, I mentioned Sir Arthur Lewis, so that's a hint of the question I'm going to ask. So let me tell you and then ask you the question. The Caribbean the Anglophone Caribbean has produced 3 Nobel laureates. 2 of these Nobel laureates have been associated with the University of the West Indies. One is not associated with the University of the West Indies. Here I have 4 questions. And here are the 4 questions. 1, I want you all to name the 2 Nobel laureates who were associated with the University of the West Indies. Secondly, I want you to tell me their nationalities. Thirdly, I want you to tell me their disciplines. And fourthly, I want you to tell me the name of the 3rd Nobel laureate. You got that? Okay. Very simple. I could have asked you what year. But if you answer all 4 of them, I have $3,000. And just to make sure that I'm serious, I'm going to ask Dr. McFarlane to hold on to the $3,000. And if you answer all three of them, no, someone asked if it was US. No. I would add US if I would give US if there were 2 additional questions, but I'm sure you would not get those answers. So you want me to repeat the questions? Okay. First question. I want you to name the 2 Nobel laureates associated with the University of the West Indies. And please do not Google. I see someone is on their phone. So quickly, stand. Who's going to answer the question? So let's see the first question. Stand. Who feels lucky today? Come. Okay, go ahead. First question. Name the 2 Nobel laureates associated with the University of the West Indies. I gave you that one, yes? Okay, that's one question. Second question, their nationalities or nationality. He's dead. Yes. Nope, next person. I'm sorry. Okay, next person. Oh boy, they don't feel lucky today.
Good morning, everyone. Sir Arthur Lewis is from St. Lucia.
Okay, let's answer the questions, right? So, first question, name the Nobel laureates first.
Sir Arthur Lewis and Sir Derek Walcott.
Okay, Derek Walcott, okay.
And they're both from St. Lucia.
Okay, that's 2. 3, name the 3rd Nobel laureate from the Anglophone Caribbean. Okay, she doesn't know. All right, so I'll take one last person, and if you can't answer, I'll just take back my $3,000, and you just go Google the answers then. Okay. No, you can't come. Next person, quickly. Okay, first question. You can shout, go ahead.
Good morning again. Sir Arthur Lewis, Derek Walcott, both St. Lucians, V.S. Naipaul, N-A-I-P-A-U-L.
Yes, you're... From where?
He's a Trinidadian.
Okay, good, yes.
One studied literature, one studied econ, and the other studied sociology.
Oh dear. Everything, but guess what? I'm going to give him, you know why? Okay, actually what he's saying that he should have studied sociology, but I understand. But both of them studied literature. Okay, so Arthur Lewis won the Nobel Prize for Economics 1979. St. Lucia, he got them all right, except for the sociology part. Oh yes, go ahead. And what is it you're studying?
All right, my name is Orlando Johnson, and I'm studying psychology.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. So let me quickly, so you can sit, you're correct. Both of them, except, well, Walcott and Naipaul won the Nobel Prize for Literature, and Sir Arthur Lewis won the Nobel Prize for Economics, 1979, 1992, Derek Walcott, 2001, V.S. Naipaul, who's from Trinidad, but spent most of his time in England, so you'll see him listed as a British citizen, even though he was born in Trinidad, and in fact his most famous work is literature, a house Yes, and wait, the Trinidadians, you don't. No. Okay. Right, A House for Mr. Biswas, which was a very famous book, which is now in a film. Okay, so why do I ask you about these persons? Well, two of these persons, as I said, were associated with the university. We talk a lot about excellence, but it takes a lot to win a Nobel Prize. So we are one of the few universities anywhere that has produced multiple Nobel Prize winners in different fields. So you're entering into a special institution, an institution that, even though it started out as a faculty of medicine, has over the years produced a number of very outstanding graduates who've gone on to make all of us proud, who have gone on to help transform the region. And during your brief sojourn here at this campus, you will come across a lot of their works, and you will see a number of buildings that are named in their honor. We do this because it's important for us to understand our history, from whence we came. Because it was Marcus Garvey who said, what? A people without a knowledge of their history? There are what? If you don't know your history, you're condemned to repeat. Okay, let me make it simple. If you don't know your history, it's difficult to move forward because you have no real basis for moving forward, because you can sometimes make the same set of mistakes again that you made in the past. So it's important to understand where you're coming from in order to chart a path forward. But this university, the history of this university is not simply about academics and about persons who have done well for the region and the world. This, where you are sitting here in this lecture theater, used to be a plantation. This entire estate, this used to be a part of an estate, the Hope Estate, which stretched from here right across to Papine. And, when this campus was, the 999 years it was at least for the university by the Queen. This campus was in a sense given to help to rebuild and reconstruct the region, a region that had gone through quite a bit and had suffered immensely from slavery. So in a sense, when you come here, you are not simply coming here to get a degree, but you're coming here in memory of those who have gone before. And as I've done before, as I do at all orientations, I ask us to pay respect for those who have gone before, our ancestors, because the people who worked here, who did not have the opportunities that we now have, that all of us have, without them, we could not have been here. We are because they were. And so I ask you to stand for a moment of silence to show respect for those who have gone before. Okay, you may be seated. Now, people attend university for various reasons, and I'm sure that many of you who come here, some of you are reading for a degree because you want to get a better job, a better status in life. Some of you are here because your parents said, you have to come to university. Some of you are here and you're not sure why you're here because some of your friends said, apply to UE, and if you get in, maybe you can do something. And there are others who passionately want to learn. And I know while you're here, you're going to spend a lot of time in the classroom learning very hard, trying to get as best a degree as you can. And in the end, you go out to work or to find a job, for those of you who are not currently working. But the question is, why would you need to come to a university to find a job? You can just leave school and go straight to work. Many people do this. Well, I can tell you that one of the reasons we have a university, it's so that we have a space is created that we can think about things in a way that working in a full-time job would not allow us. In a sense, it is a privilege to do this because it is a space in which we are able to think through very difficult problems and sometimes come up with some outside of the box solutions. It is in the university that we allow something called our imagination to flourish. The imagination is important and the ability to dream is important because the only way we can see past our present is if we take ourselves outside of the present. And so dreaming, the use of the imagination, is critical to that process. It would have been impossible for the great Albert Einstein to have thought through many of the very complex problems that he did without imagination. And it is to him that I went to when I wanted to learn about imagination, because here's a man who had a remarkable intellect. But yet he felt that despite all of this, imagination was critical. So what did Einstein say about imagination? Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. The reason why, if you go back and you look at the charter when this university was set up, it was set up in a sense not only to instruct people to produce persons who had various skills in medicine and other areas, but to also create a space which would allow us to take us outside of our everyday existence. Because without that, we could not chart our path forward. So imagination is critical. It is the one place where you will be allowed space to use your imagination. So I say to you, while you're here, do not only think about what exists, but what is possible. It is a space in which you should allow yourself the freedom to examine and to imagine a world, to examine a region, examine a space that you can change. There is no reason that you have to accept the condition that you're in. There is absolutely no reason. And the only way that you can do this is if you dream yourself out of it. And when I say dream, I don't mean simply dream. Action must come. But you must start by dreaming. Dreams then allow you to sort of organize around that. And to do this, there are many ways in which you can unleash your imagination. Of course, you can go to class, but there's something called non-formal education. And this is education outside of the formal instructional process. It is those clubs that you can get involved in that we encourage you to be part of, whether or not they're sports or debating clubs, whatever types of clubs exist in the faculty and in the university, I would encourage you to get involved in those clubs. The reason these clubs are there is because they help to build character. When you leave the university and you go for a job, your degree opens up the door, but it's your character that allows you to continue in that job. It is your character that takes you forward. Because remember, when you apply for, most of you, when you apply for a job, there are like hundreds of you who have the same degree, who have the same area, same discipline. But what is it that stands out about you? It is going to be who you are, that character. So the degree takes you into the location, but who you are will take you much further, beyond that place, beyond that space. And what helps you to build that character? Getting involved in different activities. Engaging with other people, building many of the skills that you would not get normally in the classroom. So I encourage you, there are many of these organizations on campus. Get involved, learn, build, learn to socialize, learn to speak, improve yourself so that when you go out there, you can make a change. While I was coming here, I turned on the radio and I was listening by accident to what used to be one of my favorite sports, cricket. How many of you in here, a lot of young people no longer follow cricket. But I'll tell you why cricket is important to me. And I'll tell you why I raise this anecdote. There was a time, how many of you have heard of a writer by the name of C.L.R. James? C.L.R. James was a Trinidadian intellectual. In my view, the greatest intellectual ever produced by this region. I know my friend, my colleague Orville Taylor will say Marcus Garvey. Okay, we can put them on the same. We'll say Garvey and James, okay? But C.L.R. James wrote a book called Beyond a Boundary, in which he examined cricket not simply as a sport, but as politics. Those of you who've never read this book, I would encourage you to read it because it said a lot about the nature of the region which we inhabit. Cricket for a long time represented a way out for a lot of our people. And indeed, I will tell you that during the days of apartheid in South Africa, cricket, the West Indies was such a powerful team that when there was the Gleneagles Agreement, which prevented teams from touring South Africa, the one team that they wanted to tour was the West Indies, because the South African cricketers felt that unless they played the West Indies, they could not demonstrate themselves as being a superior power, as being superior people. Because of apartheid, white South Africans felt that they were superior and therefore they could beat any country on earth. And so what they came up with this thing called honorary white. So that because what they would do is buy cricketers, largely from the West Indies, they would go into South Africa and become honorary white people. In other words, they would be treated like white people even though they were black people. And they paid millions of dollars for some of these cricketers to come and play cricket in South Africa. But guess what? Our most talented cricketers, the Viv Richards, the Michael Holdens, the Malcolm Marshalls, the Greenidges, all of these refused the money to go to South Africa. They refused millions and millions of dollars. Now, how many of you would have done that? I'm sure all of you would have followed in their footsteps. There were a few who went to South Africa, but they never recovered after that. Why did they do this? Because the South African government felt that it was critical that they demonstrated that they could beat the mighty West Indies. So when the West Indies team, wherever they went, whether they went to India, Australia, wherever, the mighty West Indies were welcomed as a team, supreme team. And it was not just about cricket, but it was about organization. It was about the ability to think. It was about the ability to take an opponent and take down this opponent in a way using the same rules, both of them using the same set of rules. So this is why cricket was very important. And indeed, when Nelson Mandela left, when he came out of prison, one of the places he came to was he came to Jamaica, and I think he went to Trinidad. He came right here to this campus because the University of the West Indies played a very important role in this. Many people do not know that Sir Frank Worrell, who in the 1960s still rated as the greatest captain in cricket ever in the history of cricket, Sir Frank Worrell started the sports on this campus from Irvine Hall. He was a warden at Irvine Hall. And if you go to the University of Manchester, he is honored at the University of Manchester. There is a plaque and a place named in honor of Sir Frank Worrell. I say all of this because I've traveled throughout the world. I've been to Fiji, where I told them I'm from the Caribbean, and the president's team asked me to play cricket for them. Now, I don't play cricket. I ended up at the president's, and they want me to open the batting. I did. I won't tell you how many runs I made, but in Australia, same thing, New Zealand, wherever I went. It's so that in a sense there was something about this team. And then we had the sudden decline for over 20 years. And yesterday we heard that the West Indies beat England. Sorry, my friends from England. They beat England in England, which is an amazing feat because we had been losing for a long time. But I must tell you that whenever I was asked whether or not they would win, I said, no, absolutely they would not win. But guess what? When they won, it was an interesting interview that one of the batsmen said. He said, we believe, in spite of everything, that we could win. We believed it when everyone else doubted us. We believed that we could do it. In other words, there's something called character. Even in the worst of circumstances, and many of you will come here and go through many difficult times. We have had many students who have gone through difficult times, and they have persevered. There are multiple stories that you will hear. Very, very heart-wrenching stories of students who have had to leave, who've endured violence and a whole host of things, but yet they've persevered, and many of them have gone on to do very well, not only in the university, but elsewhere. So the thing about university education, coming here in the faculty, is not simply about getting your degree, but also about building character. I want to mention two last things before I leave you. One is the one of punctuality. We in the faculty take punctuality very seriously. And so you'll notice that we begin all of our events on time. If we're supposed to have 100 persons and we have 20, we will start with the 20. It's very important. A lot of us want to be like Singapore, but I tell you, if you go to Singapore, if you come out of your house and you go to the train station and a train is supposed to come at 1 minute after 11, you can be 100% sure on every occasion that train will be there. Singapore has about 6 million people. 6 million people. It's the size of St. Lucia, less than 300 square miles, about 280-something square miles. In other words, it has a population density higher than any Caribbean country, 6 million people, but yet it has one of the highest per capita incomes in the world. You ask yourself, how can a country which is so small, with twice the population of Jamaica, do so well? Something called discipline. Discipline. One of the things that our people must learn to develop. Discipline is critical for all of our lives, not only in sports, not only in the clubs, in the classroom, but in life in general. And therefore, if we want some of the things like Singapore, as many of us say we want, then we have to work for it. So character, discipline, these things are important. And the other one, respect. Respect for all. But respect, in order to respect someone, you have to respect yourself. Because the disrespect you show to other people is, in a sense, reflective of your own, the way in which you hold yourself. If you have respect for yourself, it's going to be easier to respect others. It is important for us, while we're here, to respect everyone. Doesn't matter where they're from. Because if your parents are multimillionaires, or your parents are only multimillionaires by an accident of history, you could have been the person on the street. There is no reason other than the chance of history why you are in this position. So remember, respect. You have to respect everyone. The classrooms, as the Deputy Dean was saying, when you go to the classroom, have respect and regard for the surroundings. And I'll tell you, someone mentioned about your laptops. I think it was Professor Lips. Your laptops. Well, guess what? Be careful with stealing laptops. I'm not saying you are going to do it. I'm just saying it generally, because this university is wired with cameras. Many places. Right here, we're being watched. Hi. I'm saying hi to the security people who are watching all of us here right now. This is a way to ensure that we have better security on this campus. But all in here, we're being monitored to ensure that the place is secure. So, as I said, respect, how you comport yourself, deportment, punctuality, and also, you see these lawns over here? We're trying to resuscitate the environment. Please don't walk on the grass. We've given you a lot of the walkways, the path, so please use them. It's very, very important. I want to say that the Dean's office is open and accessible. I'm here. We are here for you. None of us would be here were you not here. If all of the students decide they're not coming to UWI, guess what? Place done. It's open, it's shut, finished. So we're here because of you. So when you have a problem and you come to us, we're not doing you a favor. There are times when we might do you a favor if you break the rules and we decide to allow you to not pay a penalty for it. But when you require information, you seek that out. And please don't go to another student. Students go and say, well, you know, another student told me this. Go to the persons who have the information, and that's either the head of department or the admin in the office, the persons who are in the faculty office, whoever. Find out who the person that you should see and go and see those persons rather than listening to other students. I want to end by again encouraging you and going back to where I started. This idea of imagination and the fact that you're not just here to have an education. 80% of people in the Caribbean do not have a tertiary education. In a sense, you are not in a sense, you are privileged. And if you are privileged, then you should take advantage of it. To he or she who is given more than others, they should give to others who didn't get as much as he or she did. So we expect more of you. Remember that you are here not simply to get an education, but to imagine, and while you imagine, to change the world. I want to leave you with a very brief video, and I hope that this video will have some impact on your consciousness.
If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. The 9th week of training is referred to as Hell Week. It is 6 days of no sleep, constant physical and mental harassment, and 1 special day at the Mud Flats. The Mud Flats are an area between San Diego and Tijuana where the water runs off and creates the Tijuana Sloughs, a swampy patch of terrain where the mud will engulf you. It is on Wednesday of Hell Week that you paddle down to the Mud Flats and spend the next 15 hours trying to survive this freezing cold, the howling wind, and the incessant pressure to quit from the instructors. As the sun began to set that Wednesday evening, my training class, having committed some egregious infraction of the rules, was ordered into the mud. The mud consumed each man till there was nothing visible but our heads. The instructors told us we could leave the mud if only 5 men would quit. Only 5 men, just 5 men and we could get out of the oppressive cold. Looking around the mud flat, it was apparent that some students were about to give up. It was still over 8 hours till the sun came up. 8 more hours of bone-chilling cold. The chattering teeth and the shivering moans of the trainees were so loud, it was hard to hear anything. And then one voice began to echo through the night. One voice raised in song. The song was terribly out of tune, but sung with great enthusiasm. One voice became 2, and 2 became 3, and before long, everyone in the class was singing. The instructors threatened us with more time in the mud if we kept up the singing, but the singing persisted, and somehow the mud seemed a little warmer, and the wind a little tamer, and the dawn not so far away. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better.
So I say to you all, welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences, and go out and change the world. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dean Boxill. Happy birthday to you. We're so glad you're ordained. We're so glad you're ordained. We're so glad you're ordained. Happy birthday to you. Can we stand and do the blessing? May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you.
On behalf of the Faculty of Social Sciences, I want to say happy birthday to Sir Boxill Ordine. And I pray and wish and hope that the Lord will continue to give you the strength and the grace to continue the work that He has ordained you in social sciences to do. Could you blow out the cake for us, sir? Good night. 1 minute, sir. Also, I would like to invite Mrs. Williams Menz to come down and stand with the dean, because tomorrow will be her birthday as well.
Thank you, thank you. This is I'm surprised. That's it, thank you very much. I was trying to keep my birthday a secret, but it's very hard to do, so, all right?
Great. Some people just happen to have been born on this date, but it's all our birthday because we're going to share in the cake. Woo! Wow. Okay. So we are really fired up and ready for our time in the Faculty of Social Science. I mean, I work here. I've been working here full time since 2003, but I kind of envy you. I want this to be my first day. I want to be a student. I want to be taught by all these fabulous people. So clap yourselves again for the wonderful choice that you have made. And for how absolutely well positioned you are for punching a shark on the snout. Did you get that? Right? So that is a good metaphor for all the dangers and challenges that you're going to engage. Just position yourself to punch a shark on the snout. All right, you're already winners. Okay, so just want to thank you again for being here and to remind you that in GLT 3, the persons who will be enrolled in the Department of Government, your departmental activities will take place in GLT 3. We have FSS, Faculty of Social Science staff, who will direct you to GLT 3. And the persons who will be enrolled in sociology, psychology, and social work remain in here for your orientation activities. At 1 o'clock, in what we refer to as our Faculty of Social Sciences foyer, outside here, we will be sharing the cake. So wherever you are, make your way at 1 o'clock for your piece of cake on your way to the lunch hour concert, which will be featuring prizes and surprises and all kinds of fabulous performances. Also, later on, between 12 and 2, so probably you take your picture and then get your cake, and then some of you will get your cake and then take your picture. There's going to be a photo booth also in the foyer. And you'll get free commemorative photos. So you can post those on social media. So don't forget that the Faculty of Social Sciences is a social place. So you already know that we're interested in social change. You're here because you are passionate about issues that relate to the group, the community, society, the world at large. And you are here to arm yourselves with a degree that will send you well on the next stage, whether it is to graduate studies or out to the work of world, where all of you are going to be effective social change makers. But part of that is having a presence in social media. So you notice each of us who were introduced, you saw how to contact us. So the Faculty of Social Sciences is on Facebook, we tweet, and what's this other one? Instagram, thank you. So, right, yes. All right, so active in virtual space and active in face-to-face. So right now, I am just reminding you that the persons for government, make your way to GLT 3, and for sociology, psychology, and social work, please remain here. Thank you very much, and have of Social Sciences.